let's jump into it. It's time. It is time. All right, then, everybody. I think it's about time we get started and underway. People will filter through as it goes. Appreciate you lot for turning up on time. Like I said, a lot of value that's going to be here today. Got two people that are here with me. Cairo, of course, legend, running around the space, playing a lot of games, a lot of experience, a lot of value in his opinion and knowledge. And also we have Bruce from Quest here with us today. Trust me, an absolute treasure chest of a mind as well. So we'll be able to explain some of these topics for us. We do have a lot of things to run through today, but first and foremost, I'd like to just say hello and welcome to the speakers. Bruce, thank you for coming through, and Cairo as well. Thank you guys for being here.
What up, Gila?
What's good, my boy?
Yeah.
We all good? Everyone blessed? Everyone doing well?
Yeah, man. Just outside in a parking lot of some restaurant, ready to take this. So.
Oh, beautiful. It's a perfect location, it sounds like, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But no, we got a lot of topics, man. A lot of stuff's going on in the run space right now, as we all know. We're in a lot of anticipation of the end of this quarter. What are we expecting? What have we been promised? I don't know, Kara, if you want to like give us a rundown on what might be the expectations at the moment of Ronin and what we already know.
Yeah, so I mean, we just know that there are some game announcements coming that we're pretty sure of, and then also the staking, right?
Yeah, staking. Staking's the big topic. Let's be real. A lot of the people who might be heavily involved in the RON community in terms of players, gamers, active every day through Axie, and how we've grown through Axie. They're anticipating games, but staking is also a huge part to play, and external investors as well. Those that might not be gamers or they might not have yet understood what RON is or what the Ronin network is here for, still can look at RON as an appealing asset form with things like staking on. I want to pass the puck when it comes to staking here, because like I was saying, I think we have the best person to talk about it in a space, which is Bruce. So Bruce, I know you're enjoying your time out there in the parking lot of the restaurant, but if you want to come forward, just give yourself maybe a brief introduction to those that might not know who you are, what you do, and then we can like filter off into explaining staking and what's going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, for those who don't know, well, I don't know if I'm the best person to do it, but probably the best
person that I know. Then we can put that there.
The best person that you had available for the time slot, maybe. Yeah. I mean, for those who don't know, my name is Bruce. I'm one of the founders here at Quest. If you don't know Quest and you're in the Ronin network, then what are you doing?
You better ask somebody.
Yeah. So. I mean, we've been a lot of things to a lot of people in the community, but right now we're investing our time in building a growth stack for Web3 games to help Ronin and games around make better decisions in marketing and product. So, well, I mean, to talk about staking, I think we need to talk about like what is DPoS and like what's the difference between where we are now in proof of authority and where we're going in DPoS.
Yeah.
I mean, can I get some emotes in the chat if like either of those sound familiar? Like,
yeah, like let's get a feel of stuff. Do you understand what DPoS is? Do we even know what proofs of stakes are? Like what's the consensus? If you know what proof of stake is in the chat right now, put like a heart emoji. Heart emojis will do, right? You show me the hearts if you know what a proof of stake system is and how that actually works.
I'm getting some sad faces.
Yeah, I'm getting no hearts at all.
I know the legendary Flying Falcon knows, but I don't know. Okay, cool. So, what's the best way to explain this? So let's go through proof of authority. Proof of authority is like everybody's about to play a game of marbles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher gets to select who gets to play the game, right? They pick the most trusted people in the classroom to play the game of marbles, right? And make sure the rules are being followed, etc. So that's where we are now, right? Sky Mavis is picking the most trusted people in the network, and they're saying you people are going to secure it, right? and we're going to give you some rewards for doing so, right? Proof of stake is like a bunch of people have marbles, and we all want to play this marble game, but we say, how are we going to take turns? Like, what's the fairest way to take turns, right? And then we decide, like, hey, whoever has the most marbles gets the most amount of turns on this game, right?
Yeah.
So that's proof of stake, where the amount of tokens you have equals the amount of turns you get to take on validating.
Okay. Yeah.
That's usually how it plays out. Delegated proof of stake is like you're selecting team captains for your marble game,
Mm-hmm.
and you're using your marbles to vote. Like, we're using our Ron tokens to vote for who gets to play the game for us, right?
Okay.
And
Understood. Yeah.
and as and then for voting for them to play the game, we're getting some token back, right? So as a thank you. So
Yeah.
you vote for who gets to validate and secure the network, and because you voted for them, they're saying thank you back by giving you a portion of their rewards. So that's delegated proof of stake. And then staking is just, the lockup of your tokens to make that vote for folks, right? Whether
Yeah.
you're voting for Quest, YGG, Google, those votes count towards selecting who gets to validate.
Yeah. Well, you should be voting for Quest. Yeah, that's for sure. But no, I like that the way that you described it. Kind of, it made something trigger off in my mind as well with like the security behind the proof of stake, because as you were saying, like the most marbles determines like your how many turns you get on this. If a community is validating an entity to be getting these turns, obviously they're not going to be inclined to be malicious or and harm the network in any way, or do any suspicious activities and those types of things. But also explain it for me in terms that are a bit closer towards the Substack that we were given earlier in was it on I believe Thursday or Friday, that was on the unlock schedule, and we talk about the turns. Obviously validating will be taken. I'm trying to get the actual numbers right here, that it will be on like a rotating period of how many validators per day.
Yeah, so I don't know the exact amounts. I know that there's going to be some set of governing validators,
Yeah.
right? Those are still chosen by Sky Mavis to do a subset of tests, right? So those aren't going to require votes per se. And then there'll be, I believe, 10 validators, which are the public validators,
Yeah.
that will be voted in every 24 hours based on how much Ron was delegated to them.
Cool. And
So
if you're staked in one of those 10 validators that is operating on that 24-hour basis, is when the run that is emitted per block, meaning per transaction that occurs on the Ronin network, that validator handled, would issue the rewards then to the split of the validator having their percentage and their commission rate, and the stake pool being pro rata proportionately distributed. Correct?
correct. Yeah, yeah. So based on how much you have in that pool, you're getting a percentage of, whatever the validator is kicking back.
Amazing. Yeah. So really the choice from that knowledge known, like, and again, this is, it's the person's choice, it's the staker's choice, but what would you look for, say, if you were, you were about to stake your fund, you're an independent in the space, maybe reasonably new, or an OG that hasn't, maybe an introvert, don't have a huge, circle of people in the community. What are the things that you're looking at in terms of staking and selecting a validator?
Yeah, I mean, so there's going to be a bunch of different reasons why somebody would stake, but personally, I'll give you the three that I look for, and one is foundational. Is just uptime, right?
Yeah.
The staking dashboard will show you how much uptime the validator has, and obviously, if a validator is not online, you're not receiving rewards. So that's like the most fundamental thing. Two is their reputation in the community. Like,
Yeah.
do you know them? Are they somebody that's doing good for the community outside of getting these round rewards and validating? And then three is saying, what are they doing with the funds? You know what they're going to do with the funds, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't. validators don't have to pour money back into the network, right? This is a reward for securing and validating. But I think we're going to see more and more interesting concepts come out from the validators of ways that they can give back to the Ronin ecosystem and grow it, using the funds that they're getting, right? And that's something that I haven't seen a lot of yet. But I bet we will once the voting gets more competitive. I think we'll naturally see people step up and say like, "Hey, don't vote for that person. I'm going to go do
Yeah,
this over
yeah,
here." So,
yeah.
those are the three that I look at.
Interesting to see how that like develops as well. Of course, with Quest, like an obvious one is that in charge of the creator program here and helping creators in the space and building a creator economy, which is it's at the forefront of like the gaming industry as a whole now. I think they're quite aware of it, that creators are a huge driving factor of games popularity, then leading towards other figures that they need as game companies. Like how your rewards as Quest will be redistributed into that program will positively affect the community, which is a nice thing to know, that on the back end of your stake, that's kind of what you're putting in towards. I didn't really think about it like that beforehand, before this conversation at least, and that makes a lot of sense. Kyra, you got anywhere that you're staking? I don't know why I'm asking you. Where you staking, bro?
Yeah, I think we know where my Ron's going. So
No disappointments, but no. Now my hearts in the heart emojis in the space. If you know who you want to stake with at the moment, I just want to see if anybody's made those decisions. I'm 100%. I'm gonna have to throw some in there because we have made those decisions. But no, thank you, Bruce, for breaking that down for us. I think I did personally gain a lot more insight, and it rounded my view on everything a bit more. I hope that did it for everybody else as well. If we do have any questions, like I said, at the end of this, we are going to host a Q&A segment, so you can get involved then for sure. But yeah, we'll move on to the 8-year schedule a bit more. I'd like to break it down as such. Of course, we have an 8-year schedule that they released on a Substack. If you're on the Twitch right now, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at. But we're seeing the allocation here, right? And what I'm looking at, for those in the Twitter space that can't see it as well, we have an 8-year schedule of staking rewards being allocated at 30 million RON beginning of year 1 per annum. I believe these figures are there. Of course they are. Yeah. And it's the total allocated RON is 180 million RON. Now, the only thing that comes into my mind as challenges over the course of what is going to be the next 8 years, and this release of rewards, the challenges for me are how over the course of those 8 years are we managing the value of the asset without inflating with more supply circulating. I don't know if that's too complex a question to be throwing out there right now, but that's the only challenges I can see in front of me. How do you feel about this 8-year schedule? Either Cairo or Bruce, one of you guys can take this one.
Bro, I can't even predict the space in 8 months.
I know this is what I wanted to come and address at the end, but
and then sometimes even like 8 weeks. Like if 8 weeks ago you told me that like there would be a few banks down, USDC would hit 87 cents at one point. I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah,
it was only 2 weeks ago the SVB crashed. So I mean,
yeah. Like I have no clue. Like I'm glad that they collapsed out the 9 through 14. Like really at the end of the day, there's going to be a ton of competition coming in to Web3 gaming, right?
Yeah.
And making sure that those rewards are distributed and incentivized earlier is probably better, to keep up with these other chains focused on gaming. But like overall, yeah, I got no clue, man. If 8 years ago, I think Ethereum was still in its infancy, so or just being born, or just about to be born. So like, if you can only imagine what growth we're going to go through in the next 8 years, who knows, man.
of course. Yeah, there's one. I wanted to see where opinions lie, and if anyone does want to come up at any point during the space as well, you can raise your hand, and we'll politely try and integrate you into the conversation. So don't feel like you can't do that. But I was gonna pull it back towards like how are we gonna look at something from an 8-year scope and be accurate with the way the world is right now, and just how it's been over the last couple of years anyway, because I'm sure even over a year period there's been so many things that we would never have kind of expected, and there's a lot of roadblocks that do come out. You touched on the Web3 and the gaming industry itself. GDC just happened. I know a couple of guys that are in this space right now probably were in attendance. I know you were, Bruce. Hantal was there winning some games. What a legend. You were able to test some stuff out, but overall, how did we feel? Was it good vibes?
Yeah, it was super good vibes. Yeah, I got to see some folks in the room, so that was dope. Web3 and Web2 felt a lot more integrated on the expo floor than I thought it was going to be. There were, it felt pretty natural in there, and got to play a lot of cool games. Got to play some Shrapnel, Wildcard, some other stuff. So yeah, overall, it was definitely a vibe. It definitely makes me bullish on Web3 gaming as a whole because of how integrated it was, and it there didn't feel like a lot of hate on the expo floor for what was going on. Like one of the central booths were MetaMask. So yeah, it was a vibe. I'm pretty bullish on where we're going.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take it. Obviously, not being able to be there. I did watch a lot of the keynotes and some of the presentations. Like everybody else, I believe, blown away by what Unreal Engine 5.2 looks like and what they're proposing. It's going to be capable of. That stuff is really, really crazy. And aside from that, though, I do think there's tons and there's hundreds of thousands, if not potentially millions of eyes now that might start to look towards Web3. That this might be the next couple of months or so, that period of time where people start getting their toes wet and dipping their feet in the pool to try it out. I think we are at quite a fruitful time over the next couple of months, so where gamers are looking to be able to try a lot of these new things that are under development about to be released. So
yeah, you had a lot of content creators playing stuff like My Pet Hooligan over at the booth.
yeah.
The AVAX booth was pretty popping. There was a ton of stuff happening over there. So
the question is, when ROM booth, bro? When's this happen? Next year, 2024 GDC.
Listen, man, I hope I'm not in charge of the Ron expos, but
Yeah.
maybe we'll bring something there next year. But yeah, I mean it's definitely bullish. It's definitely bullish. How the Unreal Engine 5 and all the updates in Unity, like all of this stuff just builds on top of what's being built in Web3 and that NFT infrastructure. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. Cairo, did you see anything on the interwebs? I know you couldn't be there. I was running around with Hans, super busy, so I actually didn't get to see enough of the expo floor.
I just saw some cool booths. You mentioned the My Pet Hooligan one. I thought that looked pretty cool. Everybody's big hype one was Shrapnel, at least from my end, and thought that from what we saw, it looked pretty interesting, and what I heard, it looked pretty interesting. And other than that, I mean, like you said, it sounded like there was honestly like a little bit of support for the people who were bringing like the Web3 stuff there, or at least it sounded like there's a lot more there than what people expected. So yeah, that sounds bullish and very good to me. I mean, rising tide raises all ships. So
Seriously, yeah, I thought it was gonna get flooded a lot more, but nobody seemed to care that it was Web3. They were just like, "What game is this?" More than like, "Ah, this is an NFT game. Get the fuck out of here."
Well, I think the one thing Dead Drop has 100% proven to the space is that they just make a game that people want to play, and no one will care about the rest.
I'm muting my mic. I just wanted to say, Ryan, I fucking love you. Thank you.
Han killed it on the Shrapnel playthrough. I mean, I did get out with more resources.
Yeah,
but he did extract glass, so
that's gonna have to, we're gonna have to talk about that because I need to know information about that game.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hold fire on that one, but we'll turn towards the end of Q1 obviously being now what is it, 5 days away. It is crunch time, right? There's
May I just say, this is quite the Sky Mavis fashion to wait until the last week to release their stuff.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah,
I just feel like in my time, they have always released their stuff. When they give a date, it is like if they give like a quarter that they're releasing something, it's happening on the last week or the last day possible. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
Wasn't
well,
that Katana, right? Katana was
I
released on like the
I
last
think it's
day of
been
the quarter.
everything at this point. Honestly, I don't. It's been so much.
yeah. Well, hey, as long as it's not outside the boundaries, you know, to the word, as long as it's like that, I'd prefer that to be, you know, the case than it being typical fashion and late. And I'm glad that it's not. So, you know, well, who knows, bro? I don't think it survives if we don't get something before the end of this month. So, in terms of like people's patience, in terms of, you know, people tweeting Ron for the past week and a half waiting for something to drop, anything. I was in the Ron Discord for the first time I think it's 2 weeks since I joined it now. There is a lot of passion in there, man. This whole thing went under my radar, and again, I'd implore you, like, if you are a fan of the Ronin Network and you are looking for updates or just people to communicate with about Ronin, the Discord is 100% the best place to be doing that. As much as I love Twitter and I am a huge shit poster, being in that Discord and being able to speak with people that can give you the responsible answers that you might need in those moments is very useful. So make sure you are doing that if you are not already. But
Yeah,
that was.
I mean,
Go ahead, bro.
Gilla, you want me to just give the room all the announcements?
Sorry, excuse me.
You want me to
He's
just leak
leaking.
everything?
He's gonna leak everything right now.
You want me to
Go,
just leak
go,
everything right now?
go.
Excuse me. Do you
No,
have?
I'm not saying shit.
No, I think you should do it now that you've stated it. I mean, you've just cooked and teased everybody in here, like. Well, no, listen. There's 5 days left of the month. That's all I can put out there, and like I just think we won't be let down. That's where I stand. So I'm hopeful. And like I said, staking goes live for me. You know, that's what they've stated, and they've also said that we will get some new game releases, like 5 more days. That's it. You know, get your act together and let's see. Anyone in the crowd right now has any predictions, any speculations, or if you also have any questions, now is time to put your hand up. But no, I want to say thank you, Bruce, for coming in and giving us explanation. Cairo as well for giving us the lowdown on things that you've seen. I appreciate you guys for making the time to come here because I know how difficult it is and how busy you both are as well. So, but raise your hand if you have any questions you'd like to step up to the plate here. I did want to overview this one tweet. Where is it now? Someone needs to help me be a pro Twitter space host right now with getting tweets added on to this.
Yo, bring up Han. He knows how to. He's a veteran.
Han, vet me, please. I need the.
I don't know if he's passively listening or not. But
maybe so. And no, I was gonna add and link a tweet to the actual space itself, so you guys in here could see it. But yeah, I'm not at that skill level yet. We'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually. You'll see me tweeting it out anyway. If you follow me, then you know a lot of stuff comes out of that Twitter account. So keep your eyes peeled. I will repost it after this. But yeah, this is the last point that I'm gonna say. Open up the floor. If anybody does have any questions, anything we didn't resolve today, if you're still unsure about any of the processes in terms of DPoS and staking, please. I'd like you to step up. But if we're all good, everyone's nice and blessed, you can put them thumbs up. You can start putting them love emojis, and I'm gonna pass it to my boy Cairo to try and close us out here, bro. I feel like you've got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for everyone coming out for another episode of RoninRadio. It was nice to have Bruce up here and to see some new faces in the crowd. And we will be doing this every Sunday at 5 p.m. East. So make sure you guys join me.
Yeah. It's been a hectic week. It has been a crazy hectic week. It's still probably going to be a crazy hectic week. 5 days left, and we keep saying it. But like I said, we're going to keep moving forward with this radio every single Sunday. I might start adding a midweek one in there as well to keep the talks around. But like I said, we've got a long way to go. So I do appreciate you guys coming here in the early days of it, and I hope you are getting some value from it. But with that, it's been your boy. I'm the Gila. Stay close to me on Twitter to see all the shit posts, and keep your eyes fucking peeled this week, because I think we could see a lot of Ronas. So yeah, with that, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekends as much of it as you can. Bruce, thank you. Cairo, thank you again. And yeah, man, signing out. Ronin Radio. Thank you guys for coming through. Peace. We'll catch you soon. Bless. My guys, turn up the... Oh yes, another episode, another radio. Yo, listen, I hope you got some value today. Bruce, bro, if you go back and listen to Bruce's breakdown, the marbles game, simplification, I believe that you are able to take that analogy and start to really figure out what this is going to mean now for Ronin moving forwards. Proof of stake is huge. It expands the security, but it also expands the capabilities of validators, quote unquote, and builders in the space who eventually might become validators to have a source, right, of capital to be reused in the ecosystem and benefit ourselves and the community. So it's huge, and understanding it is very important. I feel like we had so many people in a space before that would not read a white paper. It's just not happening. TLDR, bro. You get me? Understood that today, but it was just not happening. So these little bite-sized pieces of information where you can understand it, even if you don't want to read a white paper, you can start to grasp some of these concepts and really understand it from a surface level. And then before you make an investment, I just say it, bro. If you're investing real peas, real money that man could go buy a sandwich with, I could go buy some water, I could go buy some clothes, I could buy a car, like real money, yeah? If I'm investing that, I'm gonna at least do the due diligence and read the white paper and understand what the fuck I'm putting my money in, all right? Because otherwise, frutum fraten, I don't know what the fuck, brains fried or something, bro, all right? But that's what you get from me, though. But yo, how's chat feeling, man? How you lot feeling? The episode will be on YouTube, like I said, ASAP, maybe in the next hour or two. But we're gonna vibe to this music, bro. But let me know what you're saying, chat. And yo, shout out to Ryan, subscribe, middle of the space. Much love, bro. We're gonna keep it pushing. Hey, yo, Ryan, big facts. Nobody reads shit. That's why they need us. Let's go. Where's the morning star? Top of the morning to you, top of the morning to you. There's the morning star right there. That's the morning star, my ladies and my lads. That's why we done this, lads and ladies. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And this little line right here, why is that line here? Well, this line here, sir, is for a little retest and then a little push back up over here. You know what I mean? That's a Jacksepticeye. Bro, I actually love him. I actually love him. I still watch his videos to this day. GOAT content creator. I wish I had his equipment set up because chef's kiss. Bro, that reminds me, I actually have to get a new computer. Do you know how much run it's gonna cost me for a new computer, bro? It's like $2,000. It's like £2,000, which is like $3,000 US. It's like $2,700 US though. But like, it's a lot. I don't know if I can do that right now because if you think about it, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, run does like a 2x. That means my computer actually, if I used run to pay for my computer actually costs twice as much than it should have. You know what I mean? So like, dilemmas. Anyway, vibe. Should we play some Axie? I don't mind playing a game or two. I do not mind. But I'm telling you now. Something's bubbling. Anyone got any predictions for any releases this week? Any days? What we think? What do you think is going to drop? How do you think it's going to drop? Give me your thoughts in the chat. The right people is watching. Just know that. Tuesday. Woo, that's soon, man. I ain't even got... Yo, I gotta get ready, man. Might have a 24-hour little prep. Wait. Pause this. Real. This is serious. This is serious right now, right? If and when, because I'm gonna stick on the when side because I'm hopeful, Ronin makes an announcement. If and when, and oh my God, if there's games, if there are games, brother, my guy, hello, I swear on my life, I will actually do a 24-hour stream. I will do it. I swear to you. Hands down. I don't know if I'll play I'll play for 24 hours, but I will be live. I will do the 24 Roonies, bro. I will do it. The day trip. I will do it. Right? If you don't believe me, tweet it right now. Go clip this. Tweet it.